What's up, everybody? Good evening. Welcome to Nightcap with Scone, a show that was born out of quarantine when wasn't nobody doing nothing. So we said, hey, let's have a pour and let's talk about whatever it is y'all want to talk about. It might be sports. Whoa, don't push the desk. No, sir. It might be sports. It might be radio. It might be whiskey or any type of booze. It might be crypto, like Gamecoin, to the moon. So we're glad to be here carrying on Nightcap with Scone as by the request of many of you, point out that although LSU baseball is playing as we speak, this is not, this is not a companion show. This is not a companion show. This is a show that we do every Wednesday at 9 p.m. no matter what. And Drew is trying to smack the camera, trying to get a reaction.
What's up? Good morning.
And he just zoomed. I don't
What's
know.
up? Good morning.
What's up? Good morning.
Welcome to a Nightcap.
I don't.
Welcome Nightcap.
Drew just zoomed in on my face. For all those that miss all the times he used to do that on Morning Scone. If you're watching on YouTube, you're getting a little bit of a show now. Drew in his element. All right, so let me know what you're pouring. I've already got my pour, y'all. I poured Angel's Envy Rye this evening, one of my favorites, and I like Angel's Envy Rye chilled.
Nah.
Son, you are in a mood tonight. Sit on Daddy's lap. Thank you. Okay, let's not ruin everything. So Angel's Envy Rye is something that I like chilled, and we were talking about. I was recording the ABV podcast tonight with Chuck P. and Murph and Mickey Martin. My friend from Ralph's. Okay, it's mommy, thank God. Yeah, he's great. He is just like grabbing the phone and he thinks that he double tapped, like zoomed in on my face. So yeah. So anyway, I love Angel's Envy Rye. I love it chilled. It's almost like a dessert to me. Let me show you. Angel's Envy Rye is finished in Caribbean rum casks. It's the Angel's Envy that has the green. I don't know if you can read it because the bottle's almost empty, but it's finished in Caribbean rum casks. So it's a magnificent pour, one of my favorites. It's going to run you almost $90, but it is really good. Okay, so let me know what y'all got here as always. If you are on Facebook, please like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post. If you're watching on YouTube, do me a solid and smash that like button. And if you have not done so yet, please subscribe to the Matt Moscone YouTube channel when we go live every morning on Morning Scone, when we go live on Nightcap with Scone, when we go live for companion shows, although not during LSU athletic events. These are not companion shows. This is where we do it. So we appreciate y'all for being here. All right. And boom. All right, let's say some good evenings. See what y'all got. Richie Thomas. Jeremy Hoskins, Jerry DeLucky, Aaron Hornsby, Jason Austin, Justin McVicker, Brandon DeVille, LSU with runners in scoring position not been ideal tonight. Also think Dutton can work his way into the weekend rotation. He's been outstanding so far this year. So LSU has not been great tonight with runners in scoring position. They had a bases loaded, one out with Barry Doty up earlier. I'm trying to remember now. It's running together. Or was it Cruz Berry up? They also had a situation to run a third where they got doubled up on a short fly by third baseman Merrifield. Hit it too shallow to right, and Doty got doubled up at home. So they've had their opportunities in this ballgame, haven't come through. Bases loaded as we speak right now. Bottom 8 for the Tigers, which just went out up 3-1. So a good chance to break through. Although this is not a companion show, and Dylan Cruz at the plate. David. Oh, by the way, about Dutton. Yeah, I like Dutton a lot. Dutton and 50. Grant. Why is my brain not working right now? All right, points scored. 50, number 50, Grant Taylor. I think those two freshmen both look great. I think they're both weekend rotation guys at some point in their career, if not this year. David Coslin, Aaron Hornsby, Jerry DeLucky. What's good, Jerry? Matt Busher, little Don Julio Primavera, Jeremy Hoskins, Sazerac, there you go. Brandon LeBlanc, Truax, Old Elk Portcast, all right. Dustin Speece, what's up? James Dean. Mark, what's good? Did the Pelicans end up losing that game? I was getting Drew ready for bed. They were just going to the fourth. Did they lose already? It can't be over already. They're down. It's not over. They're down 7 there's 33 seconds to go. Damn it, they're going to lose to Orlando. As it turns out, not having your best player is actually a giant detriment in the NBA. No BI, 7 to 10 days with a hamstring strain. It's a bummer. Losing that one tonight is no bueno. By the way, the home run Barry hit earlier was a blast. Just absolutely crushed it. Barely stayed fair. But one thing is also evident. Jacob Barry from the left side is a dramatically better hitter than Jacob from the right side. I know he likes to switch hit, but he just golfed another one. That's down the line. That's going to be 2. That's going to score 2 runs. He's just a dramatically better hitter from the left side than he is from the right side. I don't know what his splits are. Jesus. He went for 3 and got pegged. Anyway, he scored 2 runs. Anyway, that's a double and pegged out, trying to get the extra base. But anyway, point is, I think Jacob Barry is a dramatically better hitter from the left side than the right side. I'm interested to see the splits. Anyway, we'll see. All right, let's see. Somebody's name is Your Mom is Fat. Brian Thorgeson, what's going on? Alex Day, Brandon, what's good? Aaron Hornsby, Joseph Armato, Yagi Molaki, Greg T. Tuesday GameCoin board meeting, give us the highlights. So some things, there's one thing in particular where we had to sign a non-disclosure agreement for one of the discussions we're in, but I will tell you that it is a massively exciting potential partnership. Basically, what the Tuesday meetings are right now is meeting with the developers, and I'll tell you, for the first time, the crew in San Diego, Sarah Technologies, who's developing the smart contract to then be ingested into the wireframes, which is being developed by our team here. The wireframe is like the functionality, like what the website will like, and the app will actually, platform will look like, how it'll function when you tap this button, where it'll go, like that sort of thing. So we're looking at that. It's phenomenal. We're also working with a very good friend who I cannot disclose who it is on a series of NFTs that are going to be released. I'm telling y'all, it's fire. Like it is so amazing to watch the GameCoin platform be built. And like, I get it. Everyone FOMO'd in during the fall. Price went sky high. A lot of people sold, panic sold, whatever. Price dipped. A lot of people are bummed. But I'm telling you, what the calming of that storm of momentum from the fall did was it allowed collectively us to build the business, the platform. And ultimately, that's going to be the long-term success or failure of the project. And I'm telling y'all, it is getting a lot of people's attention right now in the crypto world, and the inbound interest we have. People are like, oh, look at what they're doing. It's super impressive. So, man, I ain't nobody's financial advisor. Y'all do what y'all want, but I am real excited about my position in GameCoin. I'll tell you that much. Brian Kelly, the GOAT, Matt. Seen something where Will Wade stuff could get LSU football in big trouble. Hopefully it doesn't happen. Hopefully it's not true. So what that's referring to is, all right, remember way back in 2012 with the Our Lady of the Lake thing, Vidal Alexander's dad got paid for a no-show job. Okay, that was 2012. That and then some of the other stuff that's kind of happened along the way has led to this, the NOA for football, which LSU's already got. Remember, they've self-imposed scholarship restrictions. They self-imposed the bowl ban in 2020, which I've heard the NCAA is basically laughed at. Well, the NCAA has not closed the book on the football investigation. And LSU's been begging for some time for that to happen. And they were really close And then Odell decided to slip $100 bills to players on the field after the Natty, and then it basically prolonged the investigation. Thanks, Odell. So meanwhile, if you just do the timeline here, the Natty came in the fall of 2019. It was spring of 19 when Will was first suspended and all that sort of stuff, the tape and all that stuff. So they were just about to close the book on football. Odell does his little shenanigans, keeps football open, and then the Wade stuff comes. And basically what some have theorized, and I don't disagree with this, is that the NCAA has dragged this out for as long as they have because they don't have any evidence on Will Wade. We have the wiretap phone call, but no evidence that accompanies what was said on that call. Basically, they shook down Javonte Smart and everybody around him, and they never found nothing. But they got this wiretap phone call, and they want to get something from Will Wade. So a lot of people have theorized that the NCAA is dragging along football until they can get something on basketball, and if not, then they use football as leverage to get basketball, basically to say to LSU, hey, if you want to salvage football, then take care of the problem with basketball, which may have to happen. I don't know if it will. I'm being very, very clear. That is a theory that some people have that I believe is plausible. I'll put you that way. Purple Cajun Aaron, and I will tell you this too, that there were people within the NCAA enforcement that basically laughed at LSU's bowl ban in 2020 in the COVID year. They're like, do they think we're stupid? So, darn it. Trivia Carter, welcome to the classy show, not the companion show. Brandon, what's up? He came in, wrecked your show, and bolted. That's why we love Drew. Yes. Purple Cajun, what's good? Aaron Hornsby, Robert LeBlanc. The joy of parenthood, yes. Rapping batches, Hunter Fournette, when someone's going to punch the NCAA in the mouth. In time, the NCAA is just going to cease to exist. Let's be honest. By the way, if you're new, YouTube, smash that like button. Drop a comment. Let me know what it is you're sipping on. I stay here for as long as you stay here. So as long as y'all have questions and y'all want to chat, I'm here for you. So appreciate y'all for being here. Stephen Fry, what's good? Mark, do the Saints want to trade for Jimmy Garoppolo? I don't believe so, Mark. It certainly sounds like in NFL circles that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to end up in Indianapolis with the Colts. For the Saints, I think they're maybe biding their time to see if there is an opportunity to trade for Deshaun Watson. If not, then they basically decide between Jameis Winston and going into the draft. And if there's an opportunity, let's just say hypothetically Jameis Winston gets a gigantic contract offer from Pittsburgh and decides to take it, well, then the Saints will have an option. It's either do a deal for Watson or draft a quarterback. Or you do a one-year deal with Teddy Bridgewater or something like that as a stopgap. John Webb, what's good? Tim Sonia, good morning. It's not morning, Tim. It's evening. From Louisiana, but in Orlando, watching tonight, drinking Einstock Iceland beer and smoking a Perdomo cigar. Love it, Tim. Darren Gagnon, show cause, no show cause. That is the question. That's a big part of it, but Darren, I would point out as well, I'd remind you, Will Wade wasn't hired by Scott Woodward. And look at what Scott's done since he's come in here, man. Paul Maneri retired. Ed Ogeron got fired. Nicky Fargas fired. And soccer as well. He hired Sean Hudson. Now you look, basketball maybe next. But the thing that I would caution, with basketball is this. You say, well, Scott Woodward's a big game hunter and he's going to go out there and he's going to... Basketball ain't football at LSU, man. You don't have the resources, the history in basketball that you do in football. You're not pulling Brian Kelly from Notre Dame in the basketball equivalent of that. You're not. you're not pulling a blue blood major Power 5 successful coach to LSU basketball. I mean, and look at, he went and hired Buzz Williams from Virginia Tech to Texas A&M. That's not exactly going great. So I guess point is, be careful what you wish for. And for the first time, and see, now Shane O'Mac said he pulled Kim. Different. Women's college basketball is different. And this is the only job Kim Mulkey would have left for, because it's in Louisiana. And her elderly mother lives in Hammond. And so she's by her family, and they paid her $2.5 million a year. They gave her a pay raise, which Baylor wouldn't match. She was not appreciated by the new Baylor AD, who she butted heads with, and it was an opportunity to come home. That's a perfect storm. Name that situation for me in men's college basketball. Name that situation for me. Who's the blue blood coach in men's college basketball that you're going to go get? Who is it? Who's the blue blood? You're going to go get Mark Few from Gonzaga? Really? You're going to get Mark Few to leave Spokane for LSU? I don't think so. Who are you going to get? You're going to get John Calipari to leave Kentucky? You need Bill Self to leave Kansas? Who are you going to go get? Who are you going to get? Debbie Jenkins, Gabe Daigle, sipping on some Pinhook. Nope, I've got Angels Envy Rye this evening. One of my favorite pours. But I do like Angels Envy Rye chilled. So I do pour it on an ice block when I drink Angels Envy Rye. It's like a dessert for me, really. Matt Bushert, what's up? 140 from right, 405 from left. Oh, is that Dylan, or is that Jacob Berry's batting average? 140 from the right side, 405 from the. It's so obvious. I mean, and I'll give him credit because Terry is really good at this. But we were watching the game Saturday against Texas, and we were having that conversation. I pointed that out. He said, "Well, look at his swing right-handed. He gets very long and extended right-handed, so you don't have as solid of a contact, and you can tend to roll over the ball and push the ball instead of driving the ball like he does from the left side." Which made a lot of sense. Jason Austin, who would you consider the best pure hitter on the lineup? I think Trey Morgan handles the bat the best. The best pure hitter in the lineup, though, is Dylan Cruz. Dylan Cruz, it just sounds different coming off the bat. Like Dylan Cruz is a big leaguer in every sense of the word. I mean, he is a first rounder. I always hesitate to say can't miss, but like, if you say, all right, get all these guys on the team, which one would you bet everything you own that he plays in the major leagues? It's still Cruz. I mean, he's a big leaguer. Now I think Barry will. I think Doty will. I think Morgan will. But the no doubter is Dylan Cruz. Dugas, what's going on? In Way We Trust. Scone, this shit is bananas. Bananas. That is a man who made it to the end of Scone and T. Jacob Battaglia, how does Georgia lose to Vanderbilt by 35? Georgia's terrible, and then motivation. I mean, their season's over. They knew it was over. Just finish it and be done. Get home and be done with your season. Move on with your life. Blaine Smith, Watson or Carr would be a good trade for the Saints. I don't know that Carr is a realistic option. And I would take Deshaun Watson at 26 years old a bajillion days out of a bajillion over Carr. Jeremy Hoskins, in lieu of what we've seen in quarterback trades, I think you mean in light, not in lieu. Could the market get hot for some teams to approach the Saints for Winston? Jameis isn't under contract. That's what you have to keep in mind. Jameis Winston is an unrestricted free agent. He is not a New Orleans Saint right now. He's not. He signed a one-year deal with the Saints for $5 million. He is not a New Orleans Saint. He is not under contract. So he can sign with whomever he wants. There is no trade. The Saints can't trade Jameis Winston. He's not under contract. David Tolson, what will the NCAA do when Will Wade is found essentially not guilty? Will they continue to dig for dirt? Well, but that's the point. Like, they've sent a notice of allegations, which means they are alleging improprieties. Now LSU has to respond, and we'll see what they say. But the NCAA is saying in their investigation that he has committed improprieties, violations. Craig Duga. Keep Wade regardless of the outcome. He's what the program needs. He is LSU basketball, the American gangster. Maybe Craig, but I really don't think my feeling is that Scott Woodward is going to want to hire his own coach, and this is going to be an opportunity to do so. But I think the only way that could maybe not happen is if there's like tremendous public support for Will Wade. Devin Steve, best fit for Russell would have been Indy. I think Denver's a great spot. That division's brutal, though. McManus, not great behind the dish. Robert Williams, Matt, how did the Pelicans lose to the Magic or lack thereof? Trash can team. So, well, when you're without your best player, it's going to make any team not as good. Not having Brandon Ingram hurts at both ends of the floor. There's no debating that. NFC South wide-ass open, bub. I completely agree with that. Let me see what happens in Tampa at quarterback. Rede Yule. Probably watch more college baseball than anyone here. All teams have problems this year. Rede, I guarantee you don't watch as much as I do, brother. But yes, that's absolutely true. Look at the scores around the conference tonight. Have you checked them? Let's look at some SEC baseball scores tonight. Not that this is gonna. And by the way, LSU's winning 6-1 right now. But let's see. Tennessee rallied to beat James Madison in 10 innings, 9-8. Gonzaga beat Missouri 10-5. Texas Tech beat Mississippi State 7-2. Ohio beat Kentucky 9-8. North Alabama beat Alabama 9-5. Georgia beat Georgia Southern, and then Ole Miss beat Alcorn State. Lots of teams have trouble, isn't that? As we say, it's baseball. Teams lose in baseball. Everybody loses. Paul Lowry, what's up? Shane O'Mac, Joey B19. Saw ESPN reporting the NOA covered both basketball and football. Is there anything on the football side to be concerned about? Well, we already talked about it. I mean, we know what the NOA is. And this may now include the James Craig stuff, too. Alex Day, Ports and Weller Special Reserve. All right. Let's see. Robbie White, Matt, can you recommend a very good 95 or sub-95 proof bourbon? I had Old Forester 1910 this weekend. It was solid for $60 a bottle. 1910 is good. All the Prohibition Old Foresters are good. I'm trying to think of what you can... tell me your price point. Well, I absolutely can. Tell me your price point. Por ejemplo, I would tell you... Old Elk is great, which is right at 100. Old Elk is right at 100 proof. That's great. Elijah Craig, small batch. It's barrel proof. That dog it. One of my small batches. Elijah Craig small batch is really good. That's $27, and I always recommend Showboy Four Roses, which is it's right at 100, which is great too. Four Roses single barrel. Try those. And then I would recommend also 1792 Bottled and Bond. Bottled and Bond means it's 100 proof, but don't be scared away by that. If you're drinking 95 proof, you can do 100. Joseph Fallsgraf was looking through YouTube today. Came up on episode 27 through 37. I listened to 2 of them. You have grown. Be happy for you. Cool. Appreciate it, man. You gotta understand, man. Morning Scone was Morning Scone initially started as I think breakfast scone is what we called it initially, and someone said call it morning scone, so we changed. But I initially would record the episode and then upload it. Then finally got to the point because Drew kept coming in here when I was recording and I have to start over. I said, you know what, screw it, I'm just letting him come in, and that ended up being really the highlight of the show. But that'll it. All right, Tigers win, 6-3. I love the score 6-3. It was the final score of LSU's first national championship when they beat Wichita State in 1991, 6-3. And then the objective was I was trying to grow the YouTube channel so I could do programmatic ads, right? If you have a verified YouTube channel, you can set ads on it. So when you see, so like on YouTube, when you see a pre-roll or a mid-roll ad, let it run because I get paid on that. So that was the idea, was to create content every day. I never thought I'd do millions of views or anything, but if you do it consistently, in aggregate, it can become somewhat of a nice revenue generator. Well, I was only doing the show for a few months, and Darren Pellegrin of Boudreaux's Bloody Mary Mix and Margarita Mix said, hey, can I sponsor that? I was like, sure. And so I moved the show from YouTube to Facebook because I already had a Facebook audience. So I moved it to Facebook because if the objective was to make money, well, this guy was paying me, he was sponsoring it. So, and then Brock came on board. And then, so it was just a Facebook show for a long, long time. And ultimately, a lot of you, Trivia Carter primarily, kept saying, I don't like Facebook, I want YouTube. I don't like Facebook, I want YouTube. And so I kept looking for software that would allow me to broadcast one stream to both platforms, which exists. I just didn't want to spend the money on it, quite honestly. It just wasn't a good investment for me. And so anyway, here we go. And so eventually what I did was what I do now, which is my phone is dedicated to YouTube, my tablet is dedicated to Facebook. So I have two devices running, and I just toggle back and forth to see the comments on each. The window's open right here. So anyway, I mean, it's never been something where I looked and said, oh, let me make this a giant revenue generator for me. It's more just a way to continue connecting with the audience and me to get to know y'all to get to know me, and keep producing content and try to, be available in different day parts and different platforms and different types of shows that suits everybody's stylistic desires. So, but thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Hunter Fournette, sounds like the NCAA is salty at LSU. Someone from LSU needs to go get dirt on the NCAA and ruin their lives. It's like organized crime. Can you edit your chat? I don't know what you mean, Joseph. Can you edit your chat? Hope they. If you're seeing me going back and forth with comments, it's because I keep jumping back and forth from Facebook to YouTube. So Blaine Smith, what's going on? Facebook, Brian Wynn. Looking way down the line, would appeal rights as LSU have the NCAA opposes sanctions? Federal court? No. It's not going to get that far, Brian. Jason Austin, think I speak for most 49ers fans when I say you can have Garoppolo for free. Please take him. That's kind of the point. By the way, Jason, still owe you. I'm very willing. It's on you. Bet's a bet. I have to take a picture of 49ers jersey. I'm down. It's on you, brother. Craig Dugas, why can't we get anyone? Oh, we can't get anyone better than Wade. That's why we keep him. Sanctions be damned. We ride. We'll see. Pat Riley, we big game, calling older bucks hunting. Oh, pay Riley. Larceny barrel proof for my glass tonight. All right, there, Craig. Mark Allen, hit that jingle. You know what, Mark? I'm for it. I'm for it. For it.
Someone you know, Scone, Ontario. All you need is Hudco. Call Hudco Roofing. 364-1007.
Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Y'all know the drill. Roof inspections, Hudco pinned in the comments, both spots, YouTube and Facebook. Free, no obligation roofing inspections. By the way, if any company ever tries to say, we give free inspections, every company gives free inspections. It's the law. So don't worry about that. But that's true, just so you know, that's a thing. Everyone, No one should ever charge you to do an inspection. So we will come do the inspection at your house. One of our field agents will, field inspectors will jump up on the roof, walk it, see if you have damage. If you do, great. We'll help you file a claim. We'll take care of all the insurance angles for you. All you just pay your deductible and you get a brand new roof. HUDCO Roofing, HUDCOroofing.com. Craig, by the way, Scone and Tea is an instant classic when y'all ramble on about non-sports related stuff. Now I know what movie theaters to go to and be on. Kenneth Kyle, do you think Wade is gone this year? Kenneth, it's really hard to say, man. Because, and I don't want to answer that because I'm not sure. And I don't want to give you a definitive answer on something that, quite honestly, I'm not sure about. Because I think you are going to have these polar opposite forces where you're going to have a very passionate fan base that wants their coach to stay, but you're going to have NCAA enforcement and pressuring an athletic director that didn't hire this coach. And I think you have a situation almost like Bruce Pearl at Tennessee. They didn't want to fire Bruce Pearl. I mean, Bruce Pearl had a barbecue for recruits. He didn't do anything bad, but he lied about it to NCAA investigators. And so they gave him a show cause. He was out of coaching. They had to fire him. And the same may happen to Will Wade. It may. If we get rid of Wade, the only replacement is the shooter, Pat Bradley. Jameis wants $18 million a year. Let him go to Pittsburgh. Nope, you give it to him. Brady Beacom, Matt, gas price is killing me. Gas was $4.17. My house, Putin is killing us. I mean, y'all, I'm the least political person you'll ever find in the world. But, I mean, you went from a pretty strong-willed president who everyone in the world, he might have been a Looney Tune who couldn't keep his ass off of Twitter and popped off at the mouth and was weak-minded and all that shit. But people respected him, man. They at least knew he wasn't fucking around. You know what I mean? Anyway. Guy now, I don't even think he knows what day it is. God bless him, man. Every time I see a clip of him pop up talking, he can't even remember what he's saying. It's like, Jesus, that's the President of the United States. Whew. Let's see. Nice. Brandon DeVille found some Old Elk weeded. Very nice. Ray Wright. What's good, Ray Wright? Craig Digga. Old Elk is my jam. Easy to find. It is, but the Old Elk weeded. The wheat whiskey. Old Elk wheat whiskey. They have the wheated bourbon, but they also have the wheat whiskey, which are fantastic. Do you foresee the Pelicans moving to Seattle? No, I do not, Mark. Not as long as Gail Benson is the owner. They have a lease with the city and the state. And she set up succession to keep both franchises in New Orleans. I do not see them leaving. By the way, watch a Houston Rockets game. Tell me how many people are in the stands to watch the sorry-ass Rockets right now. Is that because of lack of support? I'm going to tell you this. Let me tell you all this straight up. Lived in Houston for 9 months when Drew was in the hospital there. And I did my show every day from the iHeart studios there. They gave me a production room. On the other side of the wall from the production room where I did AFR was Sports Talk 790. It's a sports talk station that is the flagship for both the Rockets and the Astros. Let me tell you something. In 9 months that I was there, we got there in May, we were there through February. So I saw the end of baseball, or the end of basketball, into the end of baseball through football season. I got all three major sports while we were in Houston. I'm going to tell you what. Ain't nobody gave a good goddamn about the Rockets or the Astros while we were there. Now, the Astros have gotten good. Then they sucked. Nobody cared about the Astros. The only time anyone cared about the Rockets, there was a half a second where they were trying to get Carmelo Anthony, and they put a big poster of Carmelo outside of Toyota Center. It was the only day anybody there talked about the Rockets while I was there. Ain't nobody there give a good goddamn about them. That's a Houston Texans town. They all love the Texans. And everything else is, we'll watch it if it wins. That's all it is. That's anywhere. Let's see. Trudy Landrino. Tell Robbie White, don't be buying that for your friend Chad in Houston. Matt Bushard, Bubba Tatum, evening Sconers. Shooting a little telly-do at a pub with some friends. Okay. Lakers are shitting the bed right now. Good. Darren Straub, what's the buzz on Honey Badger coming to the boot? Is the chatter real? Chatter is very real. I really think it matters of what happens with Marcus Williams. If Marcus Williams, Erica would be so excited if Honey Badger comes. What if Honey Badger comes to the Saints?
Oh. He's coming?
What if he does? Would you love that?
I love that. He's
You
great.
would you buy a Honey Badger jersey?
Maybe like a jersey.
A jersey?
Yeah.
Because of the message to the youth?
Top arm. I have one more set.
Oh, I'm missing tank top arms.
I have one more set.
Erica's doing tank top arms. Yeah, TikTok challenge. Kenneth Kyle, what happens if Brennan leaves and Nuss both leave? Only 2 scholarship quarterbacks. Then, Kenneth, you're in the same situation you were in 2018. You brought in Joe Burrow. You had Brennan. Hey, Erica. And then you had Lowell Narcisse and Justin McMillan both leave. You had 2 scholarship quarterbacks. You've been there before. You want to explain to people about TikTok arms? Or
Tank top.
arms, excuse me.
Yes. So Matt and I are doing a tank top. Well, Matt's not doing it, but
I did it one night.
You did it one night.
How did I do?
you're very strong. I was very impressed with your muscles. Yes, we're doing tank top arms.
Eric was super impressed with my
We're
muscles.
gonna have some tank top arms
I already got them.
soon.
The arms ain't the problem for me, it's the belly.
Yeah.
Right, Erica?
Look, my neck got chapped. So look at my neck, how red.
Oh my God.
You sit here saying
No,
no, it's so
it's-
chapped from. Oh my God, the wind is like whipping out there.
Oh my God.
That's from tonight.
Wow.
I got
Holy
one Saturday,
moly.
I got finished already.
Tank top. Get a little tank top neck, Erica. Tank top neck.
Well, I wore the shirt tonight and I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have worn it.
Tank top arms. Tank top neck.
I don't want a neck.
Tank top neck. All right. Let's see. Where are we? All right. All right, peeps. By the way, 139 watching there on YouTube, 71 on Facebook. Love it so much. Hey, I'm gonna post in the comments the link because someone just mentioned it. It was shout out to Jesse Brown. Ya boy was nominated again for Best of 225 for Best Radio Personality. Been nominated a bunch for that. I think it's a real honor, honestly, to be nominated for Best 225 because it's all like a fan vote thing. So really cool. And I've been nominated like every year, which is very cool. And I finish in the top 3 like every year. It's like the top 3 actually get in the magazine. But I've only won it once. It was 2020. And so if you want to vote, that'd be awesome. Even if you live out of state. If you have multiple email addresses, vote multiple times. I just posted the link. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Where are we? Shane O'Mac, what's the most you'd be willing to give up for Deshaun Watson? Anything? The deal that Denver just did, I would do that for Deshaun Watson in a heartbeat. You get a quarterback in his prime that is an elite MVP caliber quarterback. Hell yeah. No brainer in a millisecond. Brett Dagro, Britt Cantrell. Good thing Pearl and Cal have never been caught cheating. But that's the point, Britt. I mean, Bruce Pearl Auburn was in the midst of the FBI thing. I mean, Auburn and Kansas were in the midst of all this. And Pearl and Bill Self have lifetime contracts. So you can survive it. The big difference is for them, it was their assistants that were caught in the middle of it. And so that gave the head coach plausible deniability. It's Will Wade's voice on the wiretap. That's the problem for Will. Leonard Sarasota, looks like the NCAA finally got around to Will Wade's strong-ass offer. LSU should make a run at Donnie Tyndall when Wade is fired. Rob Scott 3, hopefully we get under the cap enough to be able to afford Jameis. They will. They'll be fine. McGiblets, sipping Elijah Craig, barrel proof, okay. Boo Daddy 1092, doesn't Mark Emmert have a daughter that married Woodward's son? Yes. I think it's Woodward's stepson, but yes. Who would you like to see the Saints draft in round 1? Jordan Thomas, I would like to see them draft one of the Ohio State receivers. If not Garrett Wilson, I would like it to be Chris Olave. Both of them ran sub 4.4 in the 40. The Saints need a blow the top off the defense wide receiver as a contrast to Michael Thomas, who's really good within 15 yards of the line of scrimmage, big body possession guy. Give me the guy that can stretch the field. I would love one of those guys, Olave or Wilson. I think Wilson will be off the board. I think Olave is a realistic option. Raymond, our little McKenna 10, Joey B. Matt, I've heard you talk a lot about how the NBA rarely calls a charge, how the NCAA refs loves it. Is there a difference in the rule? No, there's not a difference in the rule. It's that college refs are terrible at what they do. It's like watching a high school game. They're inexperienced. They're not on par with the speed of the game. They are easily influenced by the moment. It's just a bad product. They're bad at what they do. There's a way to fix it. Pay them full time and pay them more and pay them for continuing education and get them better, but they're never going to do it. They're not going to invest the money in that. Because the reality is, the only thing in college basketball, look, schools make money in college basketball, but really, in the grand scheme of this thing for the sport, it's the tournament. I mean, the NCAA tournament is the cash cow. And the only reason people love the tournament is because everybody fills out a fucking bracket and you bet on all the games. There's Cinderellas and you take off 2 days of work to watch that's why. It's not because you're super passionate about the sport. You just want to see gambling in your bracket. That's why people care. But the quality of play in the sport is just bad. It's just a bad product. College basketball it's just eroded. It's a bad product. Taz, Dolphins release their tight end and a good fit for the Saints. 73 catches for 750 yards. It depends on the price. Because I don't think that's going to be the big ticket item that the Saints spend on. And by the way, I don't think they released. If you're talking about Mike Gesicki, they tagged Mike Gesicki. The Dolphins tagged their tight end. The Cowboys tagged their tight end. That really thinned out the market, by the way. Lee Duga, what's going on? Brett Dagro, Dylan Birmingham, best quarterback, the realistic option for the Saints. Jameis Winston. Your realistic options right now are Jameis Winston, trade for Jimmy Garoppolo, draft a quarterback. Long shot is Deshaun Watson if all of the legal stuff gets worked out and you're willing to put together a big package for him. Alex Barnes busted out the Penelope Toasted. Very nice. Shane, pretty sure Red Job McDaniels loves Derek Carr. Cool. Larry Garner, hey man, love you. I love you too, Larry Garner. Willie Fishstrass, nope, not reading that. Brett Dagger, is going to you telling us without telling us the general is gone? I'm not telling you that, Brett, because I don't know. And so I don't want to answer the question about Wade's future. But I do believe what is so easy to see reading the tea leaves is that the NCAA wants to nail Will Wade. That's just apparent. He's brazen, he's brash, he's not liked at the NCAA level among other coaches. Even Will Wade, if y'all missed it, Will Wade on his coach's show Monday said, he was talking about the Chattanooga game, and he said, yeah, that's one of 3 coaches in the country that actually likes me. He knows he's not liked. So if they want to peg him, they have ways of getting what they want. And I'm afraid that's what it's going to come down to. And Scott Woodward's going to have to make a decision to protect his programs or keep Will Wade. And I think, given the choice, he's not loyal to Will Wade and would probably move on and would like to hire his own coach. That's my guess. But I don't know. But that's why I don't want to answer the question. I don't want to be someone who doesn't give an opinion, right? That's my job. I get paid to give opinions. But that one feels like it's so important that I don't want to just be flippant about it. Anyway. All right. Bobby Wagner re-signs with Hawks. Saints need Quan goes elsewhere. I guess it's if Quan goes elsewhere. You know what? They really like Pete Warner. He played well last year. I'd be okay with Pete Warner starting. Hunter Fournette, damn, it's almost like midweek games don't matter in baseball. Do we really want to have that conversation? All right, Joseph, first live show. Love it. Smash that like button, by the way. 142 watching. I love it. 76 likes. Thank you so much. Please smash the likes. Let's get over 100 there. 72 of you hanging out on Facebook. Appreciate y'all so much. Nate Coles, off topic. Sign Marcus Williams, let Armstead walk. I would go the opposite. I don't see an obvious answer at left tackle. And Armstead, when healthy, is elite. The problem is he hasn't been healthy. And you have such a need at receiver. Look at Trendon Watford. Go ahead, Watford. Love it, dude. Get it. That boy. Watford's at the line right now for Portland. They're down big to Utah. All right. Joey B. started watching your shows during the coaching search. Been a viewer ever since. Thank you, Joey B19. Appreciate that. James Lynch. I know it's way too early, but who starts game one for Kelly? Jaden Daniels or Brennan? Daniels. I don't think Brennan will be here. I think Daniels. They brought Daniels here to start. They're not loyal to Miles Brennan. They brought Daniels here to start. He fits the mold of what they want. Brennan's got one more year to play. He's going to go where he can absolutely play. It's not going to be LSU. Jaden Daniels will start against Florida State. And I don't think, if I had to guess today, Jaden Daniels starts against Florida State. Miles Brennan is not here. Jordan Malazzo. Honey Badger to the Saints. CD Deuce wants it. I want it too. Damn right. Lee Dugas. You got a lot of Dugas watching, huh? I do. It's like there's a lot of y'all. Ryan Jones, hear me out. Do we really care about basketball as fans? Obviously not by ticket sales and attendance. Name a school consistently in the top 5 in all 3. What do you mean in football, basketball, baseball? Baseball, you got to understand, though, baseball isn't a revenue generator really anywhere. If LSU makes money on baseball, it's marginal. I mean, it's less. If they net a profit in baseball, it's less than $1 million. Watford for 3. Oh. But this is not an NBA companion show. Damn it. Anyway. So, let's see. Ryan Jones, thanks for the tip on where to find Buffalo Trace. Yes, sir. You got it. Jesse Post, Waterboy BB. What's going on? Jonathan Martin, what's up? Brett Dagro. Let's see. Ronnie Duga, thanks for doing this. You got it, man. Dustin McGinnis. Read the article on Tyler Steen. Any chance he comes here? Yeah. So Tyler Steen is a Vanderbilt left tackle, 3-year starter. He started both left and right tackle. He's making it official to LSU here Thursday, Friday, then going to Bama. I believe he's also got NC State and Tennessee. So, or he's already been to NC State and Tennessee. So, yeah, I mean, you get an official visit out of him, you're damn right you got a shot to get him. Trivia, thanks to this foolishness, I have to put my flight training on hold because it's too expensive to book training flight. Oh, fuel foolishness, got it. Which is worse? A Jen Psaki press briefing or Pat 40 LSU hate article? I don't know what a Jen Psaki press briefing is, but Pat 40 is nauseating. Scone is the fucking Dugas family reunion. That's so good. We've got 2 Brandons in here. Interesting. Y'all both had the same idea. Y'all just spelled it differently. Oh, wow. Feels like a perfect night for a Scone rant. Like a good Cincinnati rant. How about a little Ask E-Rock? We might be able to get that done. Drew will be asleep probably in about 20 minutes. and she'll walk him to bed. Then maybe I can get her to come in here for a little ASCII rock if y'all are down for it. If y'all are up. Let's see, 151 watch. That's fucking awesome. Thank y'all so much, YouTube. 151 watching, 82 likes. We're 18 away from 100. Take a second, smash that like button. Facebook 65 hanging out with us here. Still over 200 watching concurrently. Much respect to y'all. Love it. Kenneth Kyle. Ryan Dixon, Weller 107 store pick. All right. What's up, Gwen Ensminger? We did was part of Chuck P. So I finished AFR today. I got a text from Chuck P., who produces Jay Ducote Show. He said, hey, Mickey Martin from Ralph's is here, and he's got Van Winkle Lot B. Come down and sip some. I was like, okay. So we were sipping Van Winkle, and then he also had Weller's TYPB, Hancock's Reserve, and Caribou Crossing. And they were about to record a podcast. The ABV podcast, and they were going to sip those whiskeys, and I was like, they're like, you want to stay and jump on the podcast with? I was like, her. It twists my arm. So we did that. So y'all check it out, the ABV podcast. Y'all check it out. Gwen, Matt in the tank top. There's times when it looks pretty good, Gwen. It's not right now, but there are times when it looks good. Stephen Beach, y'all doing coworkers roof? Y'all are doing my coworker's roof soon. He's pretty stoked. Awesome, Stephen. Thank you so much, man. Thank you to your coworker. And if anybody needs a roof repair, roof replacement, gutters, soft wash, we do it all. HUDCO Roofing, HUDCOroofing.com. Commercial or residential. Frankie just voted for you. Thank you, Frankie. I appreciate that very much. Cheers to you. Cheers to everyone who voted for the best 225. Appreciate y'all. Craig Duga. Stop it. Wage Strong S offer was a piece of his world famous pie. No one can turn that down. Kenneth Kyle, how far do the LSU women make it? Well, I mean, they'll win their first two games at Baton Rouge for sure. So they'll go to the Sweet 16 or the regional semis. And let's see what the draw looks like. I mean, they got as good a shot as anybody to make a Final Four. I mean, they have been awesome this year and gone toe-to-toe with some of the best. So, would love to see it. But let's be real, it all depends on Alexis Morris, too. I mean, Alexis Morris can go off for 20 at any given point. If she has an MCL sprain. If she's out, then it just changes the whole thing completely. Matt Busher, do you have a favorite stogie with your drams? Matt, I'm going to tell you what I'm into, man. And thankfully, this is one of the cool parts about doing Whiskey and Wine this year over at Don Juan, is they would have a featured cigar every week. And so what we would smoke every week was the featured cigar. And man, I absolutely fell in love with Macanudo Inspirado. It's a darker cigar, kind of a green and silver label. Macanudo Inspirado. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's Ecuadorian tobacco. Awesome. Macanudo Inspirado. Stephen Fry watched a little film on JD. Dude can spin it. If y'all haven't seen him play at Arizona State, I mean, I watched him it's in here. I guess this is the weird thing. I watch a lot of Pac-12 football because I end up doing Whiskey and Wine, and then I'm up late, and I always end up watching the Pac-12 night game. The Pac-12 After Dark game, which is always like 9 o'clock here, I always end up watching that game. I always end up staying on 1 a.m. on game days watching the Pac-12 After Dark. Always. So I see a bunch of Pac-12. So I've seen a bunch of Jaden Daniels. And then to take it a step further, at Arizona State, Ryan Clark's son Jordan has been there the last 2 years. So I was watching Arizona State to watch Jordan. And then also this year, George Hart, who went to Erica's school at St. Jude and then went to Catholic High and is now at Arizona State. George was a preferred walk-on and played a bunch this year at running back. So I was watching George Hart as well. So I've watched a bunch of Arizona State football the last 3 years. Kevin Mawai was an assistant on staff. So, I had a lot of reasons to watch. So I've watched an inordinate amount of Arizona State football the last 3 years. So, yeah, he's a dude. He's athletic. He can tuck it and run. He can spin it, make all the throws. 6'3", big arm. Yeah, he's a guy. He's a guy, man. There's no doubt. Eric Wilderrotter, get that Marcus Williams is a top safety. But if had to tell you my 5 favorite Williams plays, I'd blank. Conversely, I feel CJ's presence all game. You feel CJ's presence all game because he's a shit talker. And I love that about him, Eric, by the way. I mean, I said this the day they drafted him. Go back and look up AFR or any of my tweets the day they drafted him. I fucking hated that guy at Florida, but I love him on my team. He's the guy you hate to play against, but you love it when he's on your team. He's like Draymond Green. He's that guy. He's the guy nobody likes, nobody wants to play against, but if he's on your team, he's the fucking man. And I love him, dude. The guy will go and do this in Tom Brady's face. Fuck, I love it. I mean, that dude got his own teammate to punch him at practice. I mean, I love that guy. I love it. But that's why. I mean, Marcus Williams is just so good. And I mean, there's a reason why he's going to get broke off like a top 5 safety in the league. I mean, he's that good. Pardon. Sorry, y'all. Oh, we cleared 100 likes. Thank you so much. Y'all to bomb.com, bro. Let's see. Dustin Blanchard. What's up, Scone? Love the Scone and Tea episode this week. Thanks for the follow, bro. You got it. So, on Scone and Tea, and by the way, I'm officially cutting it off. I'm cutting it off because now I've talked about it. People could just go tweet and not know, but it's T-Bob and I, it was this random, awful stream of consciousness that went on for about 15 minutes, and I don't even know how we got down the fucking road we did, from the Great Wall China Buffet to movie theaters in Baton Rouge and a bunch of just random shit. I don't know how we ended up down that path. But we're like 15 minutes into the podcast. We hadn't talked a lick of sports. I mean, and I just said, and there is nobody listening to this podcast. Like, there is nobody that made it this far. And I was like, if you made it to the end of this, like, tweet at us that you made it to the end, like, and we'll follow you. But then we ended up talking for like 15 more minutes after the Jaden Daniels part. And so at the end we said, well, you have to tweet, but we have to have like a code word or something to prove that you actually made it to the end of the episode. And so it was like, tweet us a banana or a gif of a banana. So on Twitter, like if you go look at my mentions, you'll see a bunch of bananas and banana gifs and everything. So that's why. So I followed all those people, as I said I would. So more than I thought there would be. Trey guy, I got a bunch of new email addresses so I can vote for the Scone on Best of 225. Thank you, Trey. I appreciate it. Let's stuff the ballot box. Stuff the ballot box. Eric Wilderrotter, our last 2 first-round picks were Turner and Ruiz. I'd give up 3 first-rounders for a quarterback, trading a shot in the dark for a guaranteed commodity. Amen. Couldn't have said it better, Eric. Could not have said it better. Perfect. Houston, UGK. What did I miss? What are we sipping on? I am sipping on Angel's Envy Rye. Might have myself another pour. I'm just going to limit myself to 1, but might have another. Look at Watford getting some serious wrong. I mean, they're getting the shit kicked out. It's 63-35, Utah on top of Portland right now. Wow, at half. 35 points at half in an NBA game. Portland is tanking. What do you think of Bob Dylan's Heaven's Door? You know, Keith H., there's 3 of them, and and I have them. The best one is they're good, actually, really good. I don't know if he sourced the juice. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he sourced it, but they did a really good job with it. Shit. Oh, Jesus. It is... Oh, there we go. Hang on. It is the Double Barrel Whiskey. Their blue label. They're all good. The straight bourbon's good. The straight rye's good. The Double Barrel Whiskey is really, really good. Very good. Stephen Beach. I kept pushing Hudco. He called, really liked how you help with insurance company. Roof was so big, said Ryan may come out to meet him. Hey, tell me his name. I'll go meet him too. Shit, I don't know if he wants me to, but I will. Absolutely. We are all Hudco, dude. We are all about customer service, man. Like you deal with us. We're not a ginormous monolith that's just faceless. I mean, like we all work the company. Terrio and Richard Tilley and Sam Hay and Joe Morales and me, and I'm pretty fired up. We're about to add announce another addition to our team. Mr. Ron Richmond is on our team now. Many of y'all know him from Kelly's Closet, Kelly Richmond Ovarian Cancer Foundation. Great dude, great family. So, yeah, man. Thank you so much, Stephen. Kenneth Kyle, wish RC's son would transfer to LSU. Yeah, he didn't have Jordan didn't have a committable offer to LSU. That's why I went to Arizona State. I'm not sure he would come here anyway. Darren Gagnon, that's what T-Bob does, get you into some frivolous conversations that have no purpose, LOL. I mean, in fairness, Darren, that's kind of the point of the podcast, but yes. Craig, are you a fan of Rabbit Hole? Try the Cave Hill, it's not too bad. Yeah, Rabbit Hole's good. Boo Daddy, does LSU get misseeded like last year? We should have been a 6. I think they'll end up, if LSU ends up a 7, I will say they got misseeded. I think they should be a 5 or a 6. Go beat Missouri tomorrow, you're a 5 or a 6. Taz, think trading for Watson would hurt our team, being that most of our talent's on defense. It would take a couple big name players to get him. I don't care, Taz. I mean, keep the team as it is. You win games, you're not winning a championship. Trade for Deshaun Watson, you can win a championship. I mean, Joe Burrow just led a team with no offensive line to a Super Bowl. You got to have the quarterback, man. You have to have the quarterback. LSU's been misseeded for years. In fact, like honestly, Hal, every fan thinks that. Every fan thinks their team is misseeded and they're screwed and the committee did them wrong. I mean, every fan thinks that. You just got to think it's a field of 68, brother. I mean, there's, you're not watching to see what other teams do, what their resumes are, if they deserve to be where they are. I mean, nobody's out to fuck your school, man. Anyway. Jimbo Graves trying to Makers 101. All right. Dustin Blanchard, Lee Duga. Do you host tailgate party for LSU games on 110? I don't, Lee. Well, and let me tell you this. Did Houston beat the Lakers tonight? Please tell me yes. No, Mello. All right. Overtime? Okay. Yes. Yes. Houston beat the Lakers tonight. Hell yeah. Okay. So. Hell yeah. Blew an opportunity tonight against Orlando. Damn it. Anyway. So, Lee, I've been doing the Eagle 98.1 game day pregame show for the last, 3-4 years, whatever it's been. So I haven't been to a game in Tiger Stadium since 2017. So 18, 19, 22, 4 seasons. I haven't been to a game in Tiger Stadium because I do pregame show right after kickoff, then I do whiskey and wine immediately when the game ends. So I haven't been in Tiger Stadium since the 2017 season. But I'm not doing pregame this coming year. We'll still do whiskey and wine, but I'm not doing pregame. So I will probably have some more game day opportunities to hang and do stuff like that. It'll be fun. Tracy Poole, good evening. Did I miss a visit from Drew? You did, Tracy, at the very beginning of the show. He was in here when we started. Strong side. What's up, Scone? Hope your night's going well. Thank you. Watford should have stayed. It's so funny to listen to LSU fans talk about players who should stay, who aren't any good. It's just like they don't watch the NBA. I mean, that's like, it's what a point, like, I don't watch a ton of college basketball, candidly. I watch all of the LSU games, but I don't like college basketball. It's not a good product. I watch the NBA every night. Like, I'm watching this Jazz Blazers game right now. So I just know what skill set they look for in that league. And Nas Reed had it because there aren't too many dudes that are 6'10" with soft hands that can take the ball up the floor and step back and hit a mid-range jumper and go attack the basket. So when you see that skill set, NBA teams attack. Look at Jackson Hayes. I mean, the Pels drafted Jackson Hayes 10th overall because he's 6'11", can jump out the gym, and is super friggin' athletic because there just aren't many humans in the world with that physical skill set. And they're like, okay, now we can hone him and refine him, but we're starting with this higher ceiling because of his skill set. That was Watford. That was Nas Reed. I'm going to tell y'all straight up, that's Efton Reed. None of y'all fucking want to hear that because right now he's timid and he needs to get stronger and all that's very true, but the dude's a 7-footer with a gigantic wingspan and actually has soft hands and can finish around the rim. He hits this little baby hook and, I mean, little turnaround. Like, he's going to get refined, he's going to get stronger, and he's going to be an NBA player for a decade. Like, y'all all can laugh at Efton Reed. Y'all remember this shit right now. I'm telling you, Efton Reed's going to play a decade in the NBA. Just because of his skill set. Joe Rowe, I was hoping Jay Johnson would be an anti-bunter. Sadly, I want to break something at least 2 times a game and give it the out. Yeah, me too. Ridge Porter, Matt, do you frequent Tigerland as a student? Did you frequent Tigerland as a student? Which was your favorite bar? Well, we lived at Fred's, man. I mean, my group of friends were just like every nighters at Fred's. I didn't go every night, but college and then post-college, we're at Fred's all the time. I mean, I could count on one hand the number of times I went into all the other bars, but Fred's was in like every night thing. Jesse Post, what's up? Joey B19. Other than Alabama, is there anyone that would be a huge surprise if we beat in football next year? I think 10-win season is realistic with the squad Brian Kelly's put together. Joey B19, I'm telling you, bro, you're high. And LSU fans need this reality check. I think y'all look at all of the transfers and think, man, transfer, look at this guy. Like, bro, Mekhi Gardner was a 3-star who went to ULL. Mekhi Wingo is a defensive lineman who's like 6 foot tall. Kyron Lacey's a receiver from ULL who, big-bodied kid, I don't know that he cracks the rotation. Jark Bernard Converse was all Big 12 at Oklahoma State. He ain't as good as either Elias Ricks or Dwight McLaughlin. I mean, you brought in a bunch of players because you needed bodies. You're not better. And you were 500 last year. No, you were poorly coached, and the culture was shit, and I think that's going to improve. And I think you got the potential to be really good at quarterback with some really good receivers. And I think you're better coached. But I think the ceiling for this team, is 9-3. Ceiling is 9-3. I think when Vegas puts out their projected win totals, they're going to have LSU at 7.5. When Vegas puts out their projected win totals, LSU's projected over-under is going to be 7.5. That's my guess. Maybe 8. But I would love to see... I mean, if LSU gets a 10, awesome. But I don't see 10 on that schedule, man. Like, I think you beat Florida State in the opener. But Bama's always a bitch. I mean, it's a year where you got to go to Auburn and to Florida. It's never easy to win there. You got to go to A&M and Arkansas. And Arkansas won 9 last year, and they got a lot of dudes back. Who kept their coaching staff intact. And then you get Tennessee from the East, who comes to Baton Rouge, but Hendon Hooker's back, and y'all, that offense was a motherfucker for people to stop. Like, I don't think you get it, dude. Like, I would, if this team go, you got to understand, like, you're not coming off of 2019. You're coming off back-to-back 500 seasons. Back-to-back 500 seasons. And I see Reed said Florida's in total rebuild. Fuck that, Reed. You're still going to Gainesville. It ain't easy to win in Gainesville. Ever. I mean, LSU's 2012 team lost in Gainesville in the hammer and the nail game. 2012. With Mettenberger and Hill and Odell and Jarvis and Kevin Minter and Eric Reed, Daryl Simon. I mean, that team lost in Gainesville. Fuck, bro. It's hard to win there. Like, you think you're going to win them all? You're not. No. Yeah, look. LSU goes 9-3. I'm stoked. Y'all think they go 10-2? I think you're high. I mean, that was a 500 football team this year. I mean, dude, some of y'all want, look, I get it. Some of y'all want sunshine pumping bullshit. I know it. I've done this for too long. Some of you want the dude that's going to sit here and tell you why everybody in the fucking team is going to be an All-American and why they're going to win the Natty every year. And I'm here to tell you, that ain't my game. Like, I don't fucking lie to you. If I think they're going to win, I'm going to tell you. If I think they're going to lose, I'm going to tell you. And you all know that's why you listen and that's why you watch. Because you know I'm just not, you may not like what I say, but you know I'm never going to bullshit you. I'm never going to bullshit you. And when I think they're going to win, I'm going to tell you. When I think they're going to lose, I'm going to tell you. And some people don't like that, but that's fine. Y'all all know. Y'all know where to go find the fucking bullshitters. Y'all know where to go find the sunshine pumpers who tell you what you want to hear. Fucking go find them. There's a reason they do what they do and why I do what I do. So, whatever. Go find it. Go find the bullshit. Let's see. The Pools voted for Scone. Thank you, Tracy Poole. Appreciate that. Rich Porter Bananas. Thank you, Alex Barnes. I appreciate you voting as well. Brad Acor, Jordan Malazzo, Scone. Have you seen the ticket prices for LSU, Florida State? The Dome? I have not. They're bananas. D. Long day just tuning in. Good evening. Too fast for death. Okay. Pels still have a chance. Sure they do. Taz, what's up? Would you consider doing a special nightcap for the draft? Yeah, dude, Taz, we normally do something like that. We either do like an in-person live watch party, or during COVID we did companion show for the draft. I think we'll end up doing something like that. We always do. Greg T, if we lose Coach Wade, do we lose this amazing signing class? Good question, probably. Ronnie Dugas, why no pregame? I believe Hannegriff is going to come back on to do pregame. I think. Don't quote me on that, but I just know that like they're adjusting the game day rules. Because, I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, it's a very long day for me to do pregame and whiskey and wine after doing a full week of work. Like, it's just a lot. So I think Hannegriff is going to go back to doing pregame. How did the Pels lose to the Magic at home? Bro. It's the NBA. Everybody's a pro. And you're without Brandon Ingram. I mean, it hurts not having your best player on the floor. Let's see. 8 wins for LSU would be a good first year. Agree. Same for USC. I agree. Edward O. ULL boy was going to surprise people. Hope you're right. Reed Wilson. But Edward, I'll tell you this. Like, you're not better at corner when you lose Elias Ricks and Dwight McGlothern and replace them with Jarek Bernard Converse and Mekhi Gardner. You're not better. Like, you are worse at cornerback. The two guys you had were better than the two guys you have. That's fact. You've lost 4 starters on the offensive line. You had no running back production at all last year. Hopefully somebody steps up, but I'm not banking on it. I love the receivers, and I think Jaden Daniels is going to throw for a fuck ton of yards. It might have to. I really like the defensive line. I think I think with Baskerville and Mike Jones, you have a good starting 2 linebackers. I'm glad they added numbers there. I don't know if any of the players that they added are ready to make an impact, a forceful impact. And I think you're really good at safety. I really do. I think you're really good at safety. But man, y'all just really, really underestimate the schedule and overvalue the players they brought in. I mean, the players they brought in were brought in because you had 38 scholarship players in the bowl game. You had to get players who had played college football before, just to supplement your roster. Let's see. Does LSU lose to Ole Miss again? God, that sucked. You know, I think Lane Kiffin's a great coach, but I was really bullish on Matt Corral, man. And I know Jackson Dart is in there now from USC, and I don't know what he's going to be. So it's really hard for me to say that. And you get that game in Baton Rouge. Like, I would really hope you beat the Mississippi schools in Baton Rouge. Like, there's no excuse to lose to either of them in Baton Rouge. And, you know, I don't think you beat Bama. I hope you split Auburn and Florida on the road. And then really it comes down, what do you do against, you know, at A&M, at Arkansas, home against Tennessee? How do you finish in those games? You know, I think that's a pretty realistic look at it. Eric, if Stingley falls to the Saints, do you ignore every other need and just take him? Absolutely. If he's there at 18, you absolutely take him. 100%. Brett Dagro, MLB players and owners need to get their shit together, get on the field. Let's go Braves. So do it. So nice, do it twice. Yeah, man. MLB lost another week, another series of games. There's some whispers around MLB circles that they're not going to get a deal done. Brandon, come on, Matt ran on, loving the show. Thank you, Brandon. We got 2 Brandons on there, one LESCO and one LESKO. To give me truths and facts, I can't stand listening to someone overhype a team that ends up shitting the bed and looks like the last 2 football teams at LSU. I mean, let's be real, it's why you're here. Jesse Post, I know we're 500. We kicked a effing 60-yard field goal in the fog last time we were in Florida. I mean, the last 2 years, as double-digit underdogs beat Florida, which is fucking awesome to see. The GOAT, Matt, gas prices making me cut back on my spending on whiskey. Need a bold flavor for under $30 or throw me a bottle out of that collection. All right, bold flavor under 30. Bold flavor, I'm going to give you Elijah Craig small batch, $25, $27. Sazerac rye, if you want to go rye, you could find for as low as $21. Some places even have it for $19.99, but you'll usually see it around $21, $23. That's where I would go, one of those 2. Let's see, is he injured badly? You talking about Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram has a strained hamstring. They said he's out 7 to 10 days. And then they'll reevaluate. Tony Williams, what up? Joel Cunningham, Clifford Moore. Thank you, Gwen. I appreciate you. Matt Bushert, Scone keeps it real. There you go. Edibles are great. LSU fans need them. Jeremy Hoskins picked up a bottle of Rendezvous Rye over the weekend. Nice. Rendezvous Rye is awesome. Looking for a bottle of Campfire. See, I'll tell you this, Jeremy. So that's a High West bottle. Campfire is a Scotch blend, and I'm not a big fan of Scotch. So, if you don't love Scotch, you're probably not going to like Campfire. But the High West offerings are awesome. I mean, the Double Rye, which is their $35 bottle, is great. The rendezvous rye is like 70, which is their step up, which is awesome. And then their specialty release is like Midwinter Night's Dram, which are not selling anymore, which sucks. But you have to get it at their distillery. But they're all really good. Clifford Moore O-line. Who starts at safety? I think you're going to see Joe Fouché on the field for sure because I think he can be a box safety. I think he's like your nickel safety, kind of the role Flott played. I think you will have Major Burns healthy. And, it's tricky because Sage Ryan kind of played that nickel safety role last year, and he may kick back into more of a coverage role. I think those are probably your three. But you got a ton of bodies there at safety, man. And you got Greg Brooks as well. You got safeties. You may lose some safeties to the portal this year after spring just because there's so many bodies. Tony Williams, I love Campfire. Still, some love Campfire. I don't, not my thing, not my jam. By the way, smash that like button. Still 128 watching. Y'all are awesome. I love it. 113 on the likes. Reminder again about HUDCO Roofing, HUDCOroofing.com. Man, I would love it. I would love it. Absolutely love it. If out of the 128 there and the 51 there, so 177 watching right now, if somebody would click that HUDCO link, fill out the contact form, and let us come do a free, no obligation roofing inspection. Just, you don't have to be home. If you had, Jay Ward, thank you, by the way. I wasn't even thinking about Jay Ward. Yeah, Jay Ward would be back there. Thank you. I totally forgot about Jay Ward. Yes, Jay Ward. I think Jay Ward, Major Burns would be your starters, and then you'd have Sage Ryan in that nickel role with Fouché. And Fouché is more of a box safety. I think he'll help you against the run. Maybe even kind of like an outside linebacker. But thank you. Good call. If someone will click that link, hit the contact form, take 60 seconds, fill out, and let us come do a free, no obligation roofing inspection. If you went through Ida or any of the hailstorms last year, you may have roof damage you don't know about. Just let us come do a free, no obligation roofing inspection. You don't have to be home. We schedule time, someone comes out to your house, a field inspector will walk your roof to see if you have damage. The best thing could happen, they say, hey, no damage, you're all good, at least you know. Worst thing that can happen, you have roof damage, we help you file the claim, we meet your adjuster, we get your claim approved, we do the work, you pick out your shingle color and pay your deductible, that's it. HUDCOroofing.com, HUDCOroofing.com, pinned right there in the comments. Aaron Hornsby 7-5. I hope they do better than 7-5, Aaron. I would probably split the difference and say I think they go 8-4. I think that would be from 6-6 to 8-4, a 2-game improvement. Especially if it was 2 games in the SEC. Remembering that LSU lost last year to UCLA in the non-conference. You beat Florida State, and then if you improve 2 games in the league, man, it'd be awesome. I think that would be a great step in year 1. Trivia, fuck that. Can we run the Kansas State game back? God, I'd love to. Tribe, Sean McVay is not the right way, unlike small ball Saban and Belichick. Reed Wilson, I'm not overvaluing those players. It's how they're used. They are used. Anyway, put it in a scheme. The losing Ricks and Dwight's means jack because you couldn't win with them, and Ricks missed a lot of time. Dwight was not as... You're wrong about Dwight because when Stingley went out, McLaughlin became your best cornerback. And both of those players are better. And that's part of the reason why you were 6-6 because you didn't have those guys. Like, you're not better without them. Period. Like, if you think you're better without Ricks and McLaughlin at corner, like, there is no argument there. The 2 guys that you have that will start are not as good. I'll tell you honestly, Reed, the best case scenario, seriously, the best case would be if one of the guys on campus that you signed out of high school takes a big step like Greedy Williams did in 2017. Remember, Greedy Williams redshirted, and then Christian Fulton was suspended, then injury, and then Greedy Williams is out there starting against BYU in 2017. He gets a pick first 2 weeks of the season, never looked back. Became an All-American. Like, That's the best case scenario. Is if some of these guys that are in that secondary room emerge. I think that's your best case scenario. Auburn is a total dumpster fire. Aggie never finishes the season strong. Arkansas is due to come back to earth. Joey B. It's a lot of fucking ifs, man. There's nothing concrete behind anything you're saying right there. I mean, everything you're saying, I could flip it on its face, on its head. Yeah, and Auburn beat you last year, and I'd argue they're going to be better at quarterback this year. You have to go to Texas A&M. By the way, they did beat you last year, 2020. Arkansas is due to come back earth. That's fucking stupid just to say they're due. There's nothing concrete behind that at all. They won 9 games and are objectively a better team than you. Tennessee is at home, so they have probably the second best quarterback in the league right now behind Bryce Young. Florida is tough, but they're in rebuild mode like us. And you're in rebuild mode and you're on the road. There's a counter argument to every piece of bullshit you just laid out. I mean, LSU ain't going to go winless, but like y'all are up here, someone was up here saying they're going to go 10-2. You're fucking high. You're high. Have you had Balcones from Waco? I have not. Let's see. I like Teddy B. I don't know if I can handle 17 games of him. Look, if you sign Teddy Bridgewater, it's a 1-year stopgap until you can figure out what you do next year. Let's see. Reed Wilson. You're agreeing with Joey B19, the guy who had no objective, concrete fact behind any bullshit he said. It was all theory. They're due to come back to earth. What the fuck does that mean? Or maybe they're due to take a step forward than their 9-win season a year ago. What the fuck are you talking about? They're due to come back to earth. It's the stupidest shit ever. They're due. They're due to come back to earth. Fuck. Or maybe they're due to go 10-2 and win the West. The fuck does that mean? You got 4 Roses, $24. So you got the original 4 Roses. I'm talking about 4 Roses single barrel. 4 Roses single barrel. Seth Rushy, Matt, do you think Jay Johnson is going to have his guys ready to play Tech again? Yeah, absolutely. Brock TV. Are there any of the guys at safety that can make transition to corner? Jay Ward. Pelicans brand as a whole, the way they sail it is trash. NBA is a snobbish league. Their uniforms are not up to par. Their star players. Jesus Christ. Reed Wilson. Like, respect to you for hanging out. This is some of the dumbest shit I've ever read. Like, it's incredible. I mean, you're talking about their uniforms and the NBA being a snobbish league? What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, you're sitting here talking about college football. Snobbish? Dudes opting out. Is that not snobbish? Dudes holding out for NIL deals. Is that not snobbish? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, just watch the fucking games. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. Don't give me bullshit. Don't give me bullshit theory. Give me something concrete. What the fuck are you talking about? Matt Lusto just tweeted you, did I follow Taylor's whiskey recommendation properly? Let me check out the tweeter. Ooh. Wow. Now, sort of. Okay, now Kentucky Owl, that 10-year, I can't tell which batch you got. But that Kentucky Owl Rye is amazing. Fucking amazing. The Penelope you got, the Penelope, that's American light whiskey. I don't know what that is. The Penelope we were talking about was the Penelope Louisiana edition toasted. And Michter Sour Mash is good. I do like a sour mash whiskey. Let's see. Matt, do you think Daniela coming in will make Brennan a gaunt? Oh, Daniels. Okay. Yes, I do think Miles Brennan will transfer. Edo, I don't see LSU losing more than 4 games. I agree with you, Edo. I'd split the difference, say 8-4. But I think their ceiling is 9-3. The GOAT, why couldn't LSU go 10-2? The team is very talented with better coaching. Are they? Are they? Like, that's the thing where I think LSU fans have tricked themselves into believing what they have been in the past. Like, y'all, you just went 500 back-to-back seasons. Your offensive line wasn't any good. None of your running backs emerged. You have really good receiver talent. Absolutely good receiver talent. You have no tight ends at all. I think your defensive line is going to be really good. Your outside cornerbacks, you don't have a star. You probably don't have a draftable player on the outside. I think you're good at safety. And I think you have two pretty good linebackers. Like, do you realize when LSU won the title, you were talking about like a half dozen first-round picks, all Americans all over the field? Like, man. Rich Porter, you wearing Hutco boxers. If they made them, I would be, bro. If they made them, I would be. Didn't Arkansas get McLaughlin? They did. Have any thoughts on Wentz to Washington? Ryan Rodgers, I think it just shallows out the pool for the Saints. It really limits their options. Interested with Wentz because, I think he knows that division, obviously, and was on his way to an MVP season before he tore his ACL. And wasn't bad this year in Indy. He just finished real shitty. Yeah, it's just kind of meh. Better than Taylor Heineke. Weston Weaver saw the guitar in the corner from the thumbnail. What you playing over there, Matt? What do you want me to play over there? Weston Weaver? Part of the show where we do the Scone Jam session. Drew might be sleeping though, so I don't want to do too loud. I don't want to go too loud. Ooh, we are out of tune, friends. We are out of tune, friends, so I'm not tuning that thing up yet. Not in the mood for that, friends. Another day. Another day. Let's see. What do you think? What signees do you think has the greatest upside with good coaching? Are you talking about the high school signees or the transfers? I'll tell you, the transfers that I think have the best opportunity to come in right away are the offensive linemen. You lose 4 starters. I think Tremont Shorts and kid from FIU, I think those two have the best shot to come in, Miles Frazier, and play right away. Because they need starters. And I don't think anybody last year who was a rotational player was good enough to say they absolutely have a spot no matter what. Let's see, the NBA is about location. The Pelicans aren't in that type of market. Oh, absolutely, because the Spurs in San Antonio, a small market, didn't generate the most consistent fucking franchise in the league for a goddamn decade. Get the fuck out of here. Oklahoma City wasn't in the fucking finals with Durant and Harden and Russ all on the same team. Draft well, you can win. Get the fuck out of here. Stupid. Look at Memphis right now. Memphis is the 2 seed. Why? Because they drafted well and they've managed their roster well. Fuck out of here. Quit buying the stupid bullshit you hear from Kendrick Perkins. Jordan Thomas, the LSU running back room is crowded. Which 2 backs do you think will separate? I mean, I would love to see John Emery live up to the expectation. I think he's got the best skill set. And then I Kiner played a bunch last year, but it kind of reminds me a lot of Ty Davis Price. He doesn't really have home runs, but home run speed. I hope Noah Cain, man. I would like to see Cain that first year at Penn State was really good before he got hurt. I would like to see Emery and Noah Cain. I think they could both be really good together. Matt Lusto, did you really get batch 3 of Kentucky Owl? Where did you get the batch 3? Holy moly. You really got that Kentucky Owl batch 3? Dude, you got to tell me where you got that. Wow. Man. Batch 3 is the Kentucky Owl rye batch 3 is my favorite rye ever that I've ever had. Let's see. Jesse Post. Edo lit a match and walked away. Yes, he did. Which is more overrated, Stingley or Pappy? Neither. Both are fucking phenomenal. If you're drinking up, being in tune doesn't matter. Let's see. Matt Lusto specs. It's been the case for you. Oh, makes sense. Dude, if you can snag another batch 3, let me know. Would you pay for it? Batch 3 is just hard to find. I mean, it's 3 years old now, you know? So it's just really hard to find batch 3. But batch 3 is the best, man. It is the best one. And I've got batch 3, 4, and 5. And batch 3 blows them out the water. Let's say I think a lot of people are thinking the transfers are plug and play. I think they mainly add depth. Some might be starters. Some will be average in the SEC. I agree, yeah. On a side note, Milwaukee just won the finals. They managed the roster properly. Thank you, Riley. Perfect. To Reed's point, who doesn't seem to want to pay attention to anything. Who's willing to come to New Orleans? Like, do you realize that when LeBron was in Cleveland, motherfuckers went to Cleveland, Ohio to play? Because LeBron was there and they were winning. You've got CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, and when healthy, Zion Williamson. They're going to be good. Shut the fuck up. Like, Reed, I don't know if you're trolling or if you're just like, if your sports takes are just that awful. But, I mean, that's one of the reasons why, it's one of the reasons why I don't take calls on my show and I try to limit listener interaction as possible, because more often than not, you deal with dumb shit like that guy who thinks he's right, thinks he has an informed opinion, and is just fucking stupid. Like, I'm sure you're a nice guy. Like, I don't mean it on a personal level at all. Like, you don't know me, I don't know you. I'd be willing to bet, like, super nice guy. That's awesome. But you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, you have married yourself to these ideas that are just fucking stupid. Who wants to come to, like, it's proven. Go where people win. Green Bay, Wisconsin? Who the fuck wants to live in Green Bay, Wisconsin? Players go there all the time because Aaron Rodgers was there, and prior to that was Brett Favre was there. You can win. Free agents come to New Orleans to play for the Saints because they win. Get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about? That's so stupid. I mean, gas prices just jumped another 50 cents. Lenny Moss just got back from making a donation to the Bears. What's good, man? But hopefully you had a good time making said donation. Let's see. Dude, you're such a fucking moron, Reed. Cleveland is not New Orleans. Cleveland is a giant shithole. I've been to Cleveland. It sucks bad. And nobody ever wants to go there because their teams never went until LeBron was there, and then people go. Like, I'm giving you objective evidence of things that have happened. You're giving me bullshit theory that you probably heard on fucking or read on message boards. It's fucking stupid. Who went to Green Bay? Jesus Christ. They attract fucking free agents every fucking year to Green Bay. Reggie fucking White went to Green Bay, you dumb fuck. That's what started the whole fucking free agent revolution in the NFL. He left the Philadelphia Eagles to go to Green Bay fucking Wisconsin. Why? To go fucking win with Brett Favre. Jesus Christ. There you go, Brandon. There's your rant. All right. Let's see. Riley, your front office is definitely more important than your market size. It's just an excuse. It's very true. If you draft well, like, there's no doubt that Lakers, Knicks, Heat, larger market teams in desirable places to live are more attractive. But if you draft well and you win, you can always attract players. Cleveland's done it. Look, Golden State did it. I mean, Golden State was in Oakland. I mean, their arena's in San Fran now, but Golden State was in Oakland. And nobody fucking wanted to go to Golden State. I mean, after Chris Mullin, nobody went to Golden State. But then they drafted Steph Curry, they drafted Clay, they drafted Draymond. Dude, then you're getting fucking Kevin Durant out there. Then everybody wanted to go to Golden State, go play in fucking Oakland. That's the way it goes, man. You win, they follow. Donnie West, Denny. Big market teams are the best. Sincerely, the Knicks. It's funny. Oh, man. All right, y'all. We are wrapping up the show. Hope you're all having a good night. We've been doing this almost 2 hours. All right. Storm DeWitt. Reed, shut the fuck up. You're digging a deeper hole. Dude, some people don't know when to stop. Like, that's a classic point of a guy like that just doesn't know when to stop. But dude, it is symptomatic of fans. That, like, I talk about it often, and it's the worst part of my job, is when you have to interact with dumb dick fans who don't know what they're talking about. And part of it is because sports is just polluted with this whole echo chamber mentality when people hear things and they just repeat it over and over and they don't actually take time to consider what they're talking about, but they just accept it. And it's usually just what a block by Watford. Holy shit. Not a boy trended Watford. Boy, kick out corner 3 and Watford just rose up and blocked it out of bounds. Hell yeah, dude. Beautiful. Chauncey was like, I was like, damn. We may be down by 50, but that was fucking nice. Wow. Incredible. All right, y'all. I think we're just about done, man. Y'all have a great night. Yes, if you build it, they will come, Lenny. If you build it, they will come. Trevor Ward, what's up? Joe Rowe, we need ASCII Rock to take the angst down and starve the trolls. Here's the problem, Joe. I don't think he's a troll. I just think he's a fucking moron. Like, that's the problem. Trolls are intentionally do it. I think he's just stupid. I don't think he's trolling, Brandon. I really just think he's stupid. It's hard to troll a troll. You know what I mean? Like, I just think he's dumb. I just think he's got stupid opinions. See, look at he's owning it. He's acknowledging being a fucking moron. Matt, I'll ask our old neighbor who works at Specs to look at the owl in the case. We're in Cyprus now, closing the house in Midtown. Very good, dude. Well, congrats on that, man. All right, y'all. It's almost 11 o'clock. Been at this for almost 2 hours. Appreciate y'all for hanging. As always, shout out to Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. GameCoin, the first sports cryptocurrency with a purpose. MyCleanLiving.net, NASA technology inside of their air purifiers, proven to eliminate the virus that causes COVID-19 and dozens of other pathogens, including odor. And my girl Crystal Poche over at Restored Motions. Pain-free, 1 session away. Good night to everybody, including Reed, who needs our prayers. So everyone, please, when you pray tonight, pray for Reed, that he can take a deep breath, see the error of his ways, because the world needs less stupid and more intelligent, contributing, functional members of society. And all is not lost for our friend Reed, and we hope that he can be on his way toward healing. Amen. Amen. Oh, now Reed is picking fights with people. What a stupid motherfucker. He's picking fights with chat people. Oh, God. Reed, don't make me block you, dude. Come on. Like, don't stop picking. You made Trivia block all your comments, man. Like, don't be an idiot. Come on. You can't pick fights with people in a fucking chat. Oh, God. All right, y'all have a good night. And Trivia, you can block him if you want. That's fine. It's probably better. He's going to come back here and start fucking picking fights with people. Oh, man. Whew, okay. It's too easy to fight. It's too easy to fight with 3. Poor bastard. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, if he was trolling, it would be defending himself. Yeah, it was bad. It was just bad. Okay. All right. Y'all have a wonderful night. Morning Scone just a few hours away. We'll see you then. Peace.